And welcome to the Wealth Nation podcast. I'm Yolanda. I'm a wealth advisor. It is my goal on this platform to give you easy, actionable tips, content, and strategies that you can use to manage money well, to live abundantly, and build generational wealth. So, if you're new to the podcast, if you're listening on Apple or on Spotify, I would appreciate it if you leave me an honest review of what you think about the podcast. If you are listening or watching on another platform, if you have the option to leave a comment, I'd love to know what you think and what your thoughts are about the podcast and what kind of content you would like to cover, like me to cover in the future. So I don't usually talk on this podcast about companies, investment opportunities, or anything like that. But I'm going to do that today. I'm going to share an investment opportunity with you, mainly because I want you to understand the type of investments that you could get with a financial advisor as opposed to working alone. All right, it's a very exclusive investment opportunity. It's not available to the public. You can only access this through a financial advisor, like myself. Mainly because due to the licensing requirements in South Africa, these kind of very unique, very lucrative investments you can only get them via financial advisor. So your fintech app here is not going to help you, not at all. All right. So the deadline here to invest is the 10th of March, 2025. So if you're hearing this after this date, still reach out because as an independent financial advisor, I will work with a ton of companies that have similar sort of investments available. It just depends on the time. There'll be slight variations. It's just a lot that's available. So reach out if maybe I'll add an emailing list to people who want these investments that are not clients. So my clients get these updates all the time. So here's how this investment works. It's an endowment. So what you need to know about an endowment is 1, it's taxed within the investment, and 2, this specific endowment, there's a 5-year lock period to it. The minimum buy-in to this investment is 100,000. So you can see why it's only available through financial advisors. Where this money is invested, it's going to be invested into a portfolio of European and United States companies, and it is backed by a top French bank. So let's talk about the returns and how it works. And this is where it's going to get really exciting. So if the fund returns 0% or more, maybe 1%, maybe 2%, you will get 100% return. So that's double your money before the effect of fees and taxes. If the fund performs 40% plus, you'll get an extra bonus 100% return. So you put in 100, you get any positive performance, 0.5%, you're getting 100% back before fees and taxes. If the portfolio performs 40% plus after 5 years, then you're getting another 100% before fees and taxes. That's a pretty sweet deal, mainly because you're not chasing a performance. You're not chasing 15% a year, 20% a year, 3% a year, whatever the case is. If after 5 years, anything positive, 0.5%, your 100% return is guaranteed. And just make a note of those. That 100% is before the effect of fees and taxes. If the fund really outperforms 200% plus, you're going to get all of that additional growth. All right. So there's unlimited upside potential here with this investment. And so let's talk about an example. You imagine you put in 100,000. After 5 years, the fund grows by just 1%. You're going to get 200,000 back before fees and taxes. Right? Fees and taxes have to be applied. If the market does really well and grows by 40% or more, you'll get 300,000 back. All right, before the effect of fees and taxes. And if the fund outperforms by 200% plus, you're getting your 100 back in whatever serious growth happens on that portfolio. But although it's very nice, it's very structured, again, not chasing performance, the real beauty of this product and the real beauty of this investment is the downside protection, and it gives your money some guarantee here. So unlike many high growth investment, offshore, high equity investments, you're playing with the market risk, right? If a loss happens, you're taking that loss. This sort of investment is structured a little bit differently. It has a built-in safety net to it. So if for any reason the market performs poorly, maybe it drops by 10%, 20%, even 30%, you will not take any loss of your initial capital. Even if the market drops and you get your original back minus fees and taxes, So this means that you are not exposed to the first 30% of market risk, the first minus 30% of market risk. If the fund drops below 30% in that 5-year period, you will take the loss with the asset manager. So this is huge because most investments don't offer you these guarantees. You're playing on the market, you don't have this kind of protection. So it's really for people who prefer high returns, for people that don't like risk too much. All right, you're not willing to take any risk, but there is a limit to the risk, and that's what you must understand. So, although, like I said, I don't really punt investments, I just want to give you an idea of the kind of things that you can have access to when you work with a financial advisor. Note that the content of this podcast is not financial advice. Right? You can't go act on what I said here. You're going to have to book an appointment, because sometimes maybe this investment is not for you. Maybe you have the money. Maybe you can stomach the volatility. Maybe you're okay to lock it up for 5 years. But somewhere or the other, this might not be the investment for you. And when you sit with me, I will give you that personalized financial advice. So many people don't realize that financial advisors, we just don't give advice, but we give you access to exclusive investments like this one. And you cannot get this on your own because of the licensing requirements in South Africa. And if you want high quality investments like this with built-in risk protection, working with a financial advisor is the way to go. Think about it. Would you rather double your money with some downside protection instead of trying to invest blindly and hoping for the best? So you got to take some action today. Click the link where you're watching this podcast or listening to this podcast. I'd love to chat with you one-on-one. Remember, there is a deadline for this. It's the 10th of March, 2025. If it sounds interesting, you have more questions, book an appointment. We can chat and see if this is a viable option for you.